Hello everyone, welcome back to my second lecture on chapter number 2, that is solutions. Subject chemistry is chapter number 2, solutions. In this lecture we have to discuss about that is colligative properties of non-electrolyte solutions. Okay, then this point number 2.6, that is colligative properties of non-electrolyte solutions. We have to discuss in these properties, that is first definition. The definition is that the physical properties of solutions that depends only on the number of solid particles present in the solutions and do not on their nature are called colligative properties. There are as followings. First, lowering of vapor pressure. Second, elevation in boiling point. Third, depression in freezing point. Fourth, osmotic pressure. You have to simply memorize while dealing with colligative properties of non-electrolyte solutions. The relatively dilute solutions will be with the concentration of 0.2 molar or less are only considered. Okay. Next, that is point number 2.7, lowering of vapor pressure. When the lowering of vapor pressure means what? That is the vapor pressure is lower. In this point, you have to simply discuss about when a liquid in a closed container is in equilibrium with its vapor pressure or its vapor. When a liquid in a closed container is in equilibrium with its vapor. So, the pressure exerted by the vapor on the liquid is its vapor pressure. On the liquid is its vapor pressure. Okay. Next, then the experiment have shown that when a non-volatile or non-ionizable solids is dissolved in a liquid solvent, then the vapor pressure of solution is lower than that of the pure solvent. Okay. Simply you have to memorize when the experiment have shown that when a non-volatile or non-ionizable solid is dissolved in a liquid solvent, then the vapor pressure of the solution is lower than that of pure solvent. Okay, means in other words, the vapor pressure of solvent is lowered by dissolving non-volatile solid into it. When the solute is non-volatile, it does not contribute the vapor pressure above the solutions. Therefore, the vapor pressure of solution is equal to the vapor pressure of solvent above the solution. If the P01 is the vapor pressure of pure solvent and P1 is the vapor pressure of solvent above the solution, then the P1 is less than P01. P1 is less than P01. Remember, P1 is less than P01. Okay. Hence, the vapor pressure lowering delta P is equal to P01 minus P1. That is equation number 2.5. remember, yes, what is the lowering of vapor pressure? That is delta P is equal to P01 minus P1. Okay. Next, continues you have to discuss lowering of vapor pressure. Next point, that is why the vapor pressure of the solution containing non-volatile solid is lower than that of pure solvent. These are simple questions you have to present. So what is the reason is that vapor pressure of a liquid depends on the is easy with the molecules escape from the surface of liquid, and when non-volatile solute is dissolved in a solvent, some of the surface of molecules of solvent are replaced by non-volatile solute. When you have to dissolve any solute, then some surface of the molecules of solvent are replaced by non-volatile solute molecules. Okay, means these solute molecules do not contribute the vapor above the solutions. Thus, the number of solvent molecule available for vaporization per unit surface area of the solution is less than the number at the surface of pure solvent. Simply, these solute molecules do not contribute to vapor above the solution. Thus, the number of solvent molecule available for vaporization per unit surface area of solution is less than the number at the surface of pure solvent. Okay. Next, as a result, the solvent molecule at the surface of solution vaporize at a slower rate than pure solvent. This result shows in a lowering of vapor pressure. Okay. Next point, that is point number 2.7.1, Raoult's law for solutions of non-volatile solute. Okay. In this point, we saw in section number 2.5.1 that Raoult's law here express the quantitative relationship between vapor pressure of solutions and vapor pressure of solvent. Okay. Now, in solutions of non-volatile solute, the law is applicable only the volatile solvent. In solutions of non-volatile solute, the law is applicable only to the volatile solvent. Okay. Now, what is the statement of this law is, the law states that the vapor pressure of solvent over the solution is equal to the vapor pressure of pure solvent multiplied by its mole fraction in the solutions. Thus, the equation becomes, that is, P1 is equal to P01 into X1. Here, P1 is the vapor pressure of solvent, P01 is the vapor pressure of pure solvent, and X1 is the mole fractions. Means simple, the law states that the vapor pressure of solvent over the solution is equal to the vapor pressure of pure solvent, that is P01, multiplied by its mole fraction, that is X1. Okay. Here the plot of P1 versus X1 you have to simply observe, that is says the straight line as shown in this figure number 2.5. Here simply you have to take this on x-axis, you have to take, that is the mole fraction of solvent x is equal to 1, and vapor pressure is on y-axis. then the graph will be obtained, that is straight line. That is straight line. Okay, now next. Continues, what is the derivation of Rolle's law? A binary solution containing one solute, then we know x1 is equal to 1 minus x2. That is it. Therefore, the follows that P1 is equal to P01 into x1. We know that is P1 is equal to P01 and x1. So above x1's value you have to simply put in this equation. This, that is P01 in bracket 1 minus x2. Simply you have to put the values of x1, that is 1 minus x2. Then that is simple multiplication you have to take, that is P01 minus P01 into x2. Next step, that is P01 minus P1 is equal to P01 into x2. These similar properties you have to one side and is equal to P01 x2. Then the equation number 2.5 last, that is delta P is equal to P1 minus P01 is defined. P01 minus P1 is the delta P. We know that. You have to simply, as the delta P is the lowering of vapor pressure, hence we write that delta P is equal to x2. Also you have to write down that delta P is equal to x2 because you have to calculate by P1 is equal to this P01 into x2. Delta P is equal to क्या है? P01 minus P1 is equal to delta P. Then we also know that P01 minus P1 is equal to P01 into x2. These values you have to simply put in this equation, that is delta P is equal to P01 into x2. डेल्टा पी इज इक्वल टू क्या होता है P01 माइनस P1 और यहाँ पे P01 माइनस P1 इज इक्वल टू क्या है P01 इंटू x2. में सिंपल दिस वैल्यू यू हैव टू पुट इक्वल टू डेल्टा P. ओके, नेक्स्ट the equation number 2.6 shows that that's equation number 2.6, that is delta P is equal to P01 into x2, shows that the delta P depends only on x2, that is on number of solute particles. Thus, the delta P is the lowering of vapor pressure is called colligative properties. This delta P is now simply knows the, that is the applicable of the colligative properties because it depends only on the x2. x2 is the number of moles of solid. Okay, not a nature of solid. It depends on number of solid particles. ठीक है, next point. Next point, that is 2.7.2, relative lowering of vapor pressure. Relative lowering of vapor pressure, that is the simple ratio. This, the ratio of vapor pressure lowering, ratio of vapor pressure lowering of solvent divided by vapor pressure of pure solvent, that is P01. These are the simple ratio of vapor pressure lowering, that is delta P, divided by vapor pressure of pure solvent, that is P01, is called relative lowering of vapor pressure. Thus, the relative lowering of vapor pressure is written as delta P upon P01 is equal to P01 minus P1 upon P01. We know that delta P is equal to क्या होता है P01 minus P1 and upon P01, that is the vapor pressure of pure solvent. Then the equation number 2.6 shows that delta P upon P01 is equal to x2. ओके, लास्ट इक्वेशन में हम लोगों ने देखा था डेल्टा P01 डेल्टा P इज इक्वल टू P01 इज इक्वल टू क्या होता है x2. Then x2 is equal to simply how to write down, that is P01 minus P1 upon P01. Thus, the relative lowering of vapor pressure is equal to mole fraction of solid in the solution. Thus, relative lowering of vapor pressure delta P is equal to mole fraction of solute in the solution, that is x2. Okay, next point. Therefore, the relative vapor pressure lowering is also colligative property. Therefore, the relative lowering of vapor pressure is also colligative property. Okay, next point. Next point, that is point number 2.7.3, molar mass of solute from vapor pressure lowering. Molar mass of solute from vapor pressure of lowering. In this point, we studied that the relative lowering of vapor pressure is equal to the mole fraction of x2, that is mole fraction of solute in the solution. Then from the above equation, equation number 2.6, it follows that is delta P upon P01 is equal to x2. Means we know that mole fraction of a component of solution is equal to its mole divided by total mass of the solution in this. Thus, simply you have to remember, we know that mole fraction of component of solution is equal to its mole divided by total moles in the solution. Thus, you have to simply write down x2 is equal to N2 upon N1 plus N2. N2 is the number of moles of solid divided by total number of moles of solution, that is N1 plus N2. N1 is the where N1 and N2 are the number of moles of solvent and solute respectively in the solutions. Means simple, N2 is the number of moles of solute, N1 is the number of moles of solvent, and N2 is the number of moles of also solute. This is divided by total number of moles of solutions. Okay. Next point. That is molar mass. We are concerned only with dilute solutions. Hence, N1 is highly greater than N2. Means N1 plus N2 is equal to N1. N2 is simply negligible. So the mole fraction x2 will return as x2 is equal to N2 upon N1. And the delta P upon P01 is equal to, also you have to write down, that is N2 upon N1. Suppose that we prepare a solution by dissolving W2 gram of solute in W1 gram of solvent. Then the moles of solute and solvent in the solutions are then this N2 is equal to W2 upon M2 and N1 is equal to W1 upon M1, where M1 and M2 are the molar masses of solvent and solute respectively. Next, continues you have to discuss. Now we substitute the equation number 9 and 10. Then we get x2 is equal to delta p upon p01 is equal to, that is n2 upon n1, w2 upon m2, that is n2, and w1 upon m1, that is n1. Then simply you have to write down, simplifies, that is delta p is equal to क्या होता है p01 minus p01, p01 minus p1 upon p01, p01 minus p0 upon p01 is equal to delta p upon p01 is simply out write down, that is cross multiplication w2 into m1, that is w2 into m1, and that is m2 into w1, cross multiplication by this equation. Then you have to simply write down, that is w2 into m1 and m2 into w1. Okay, knowing all the other quantities, the molar mass of solute M2 can be easily calculated. These all things you have to knowing, then these M2 are simply calculated. Next point, that is point number 2.8, boiling point elevation. That is colligative property number 2. We know that the boiling point of liquid is the temperature at which its vapor pressure become equal to atmospheric pressure. हम लोग को पता है कि what is the definition of boiling point, that is the temperature at which its vapor pressure become equal to atmospheric pressure. Okay, hence it has been found that the boiling point of solvent is elevated by dissolving a non-volatile solute into it. It has been found that the boiling point of solvent is elevated by dissolving a non-volatile solute into it. ऐसा क्या फाउंड हुआ कि बॉइलिंग पॉइंट क्या होता है, एलिवेटेड होता है. कब? when dissolving a non-volatile solute into it. Thus, the solution containing non-volatile solute boil at higher temperature. जो non-volatile वाला solute कंटेनिंग करने के बाद जो सॉल्यूशन होता है, इसका जो टेम्परेचर होता है, बॉइलिंग पॉइंट होता है, दैट इज हायर देन दैट ऑफ द बॉइलिंग पॉइंट ऑफ प्योर सॉल्वेंट से. ठीक है. देन इफ यू कंसिडर T0B is equal to boiling point of pure solvent and TB is equal to the boiling point of the solution. The simple, as per the above explanation, TB is greater than T0B. TB is the boiling point of solution is greater than T0B. T0B is the boiling point of pure solvent. सॉल्यूशन का बॉइलिंग पॉइंट प्योर सॉल्वेंट का बॉइलिंग पॉइंट से ज़्यादा होता है. दैट इज TB is the greater than T0B. Okay. So therefore the boiling point elevation is defined as the difference between boiling point of solution and that of pure solvent at any given constant pressure is called boiling point elevation. Simple definition you have to memorize, that is the difference between boiling point of solution and boiling point of solvent, pure solvent, at any given pressure. At any given pressure is called boiling point of elevation. Okay. What is the equation? That is delta TB is the boiling point elevation is equal to Tb minus T0b. Tb is the boiling point of solution. T0b is the boiling point of pure solvent. Okay. Next point. Next point, that is point number 2.8.1, boiling point elevation as a consequences of vapor pressure lowering. In this point, you have to simply observe that to understand the elevation of boiling point, let us compare the vapor pressure solution and the pure solvent vapor pressure of solution and of pure solvent are plotted as a function of the temperature as shown in figure. Let us compare the vapor pressure solution and those of pure solvent vapor pressure of solution, and the pure solvent are plotted as a function of the temperature as shown in figure number 2.6. Simple this diagram we have to choose, that is the AB. AB is the this AB is equal to temperature curve of solvent, and this CD is the temperature curve of the boiling point curve of solutions. Here on x-axis temperature, that is T0B, first is T0B and that is TB. TB is the boiling point of solution and T0B is the boiling point of pure solvent. Okay, this explanation in next slide. Next point continues, that is boiling point elevation. From the above figure, we know that any temperature, the vapor pressure of solution is lower than that of pure solvent. Hence, the vapor pressure temperature curve of solution CD lies below that the solvent curve AB. The difference between two vapor pressure increases as temperature, and the vapor pressure increases as predicted by the equation delta P is equal to X2 into P0. X2 is the mole fraction of solute and P01 is the vapor pressure of pure solvent. Okay. The intersection from the above figure you have to simply observe, that is the intersection curve CD with the lines corresponding to 760 mm is boiling point of this solution. The similar intersection of the curve AB is the boiling point of pure solvent. It is clear from the figure that the boiling point TB of a solution is higher than that of the pure solvent. You have to simply observe in the back slides diagram. Okay, next continues, you have to discuss what is the boiling point of elevation. At the boiling point of a liquid, its vapor pressure equal to 1 atmospheric pressure. We know that. Then, in order to reach boiling point, the solution and solvent must be heated to a temperature at which their respective vapor pressure attain 1 atmospheric pressure. Hence, at any given temperature, the vapor pressure of solution is lower than that of the pure solvent. You have to memorize, at the boiling point of a liquid, its vapor pressure becomes equal to 1 atmospheric pressure. We know that. Then, in order to reach boiling point of a solution and solvent must be heated to a temperature at which their respective vapor pressure attained by 1 atmospheric pressure at any given temperature. The vapor pressure of solution is always lower than that of pure solvent. Okay, next. Hence, the vapor pressure of solution needs higher temperature to reach 1 atmospheric pressure than that of the need for vapor pressure of solvent. In other words, the solution must be heated to higher temperature to cause it to boil than that of the pure solvent. सिंपल कहने का मतलब यह है कि सॉल्यूशन का जो बॉइलिंग पॉइंट होता है उसको ज़्यादा टेम्परेचर लगता है दैन द बॉइलिंग पॉइंट ऑफ प्योर सॉल्वेंट. ओके, नेक्स्ट. Next point, that is point number 2.8.2, boiling point elevation and concentration of solute. Boiling point elevation and concentration of solute. In this point, you have to discuss about that is the concentration. What is the concentration? The boiling point elevation is directly proportional to the molality of solution. हम लोग को ये पता है कि boiling point elevation is directly proportional to the molality of the solution. Thus, the equation becomes delta Tb is the boiling point elevation is directly proportional to small m. Small m is the molality of the solution. Or delta Tb is equal to Kb into m. Kb is the elevation constant, where m is the molality of the solution, Kb is the proportionality constant. It is also called as boiling point elevation constant or molar elevation constant or Ebuliokopics constant. Okay. If you have to consider m is equal to molality is equal to 1, then delta Tb is equal to क्या आएगा? Kb. Delta Tb is equal to Kb. Thus, the Ebuliokopics constant Kb is the boiling point elevation produced by 1 molar solution. What is the definition of Kb? That is, the Ebuliokopic constant is the boiling point elevation produced by 1 molar solution. That is the Kb. What is the units of Kb is equal to? Kb is equal to delta Tb upon, when you have to calculate Kb, then what is the equation becomes delta Tb upon m, small m, molality. Means delta Tb is count in Kelvin, that is K. M is, what is the m? Molality is count in mole per kg. What is the units of Kb is equal to K into kg per moles inverse. That is K is the Kelvin, kg is kilogram, and mole is the number of moles in inverse. Okay. Next point. Point continues from boiling point elevation and concentration of solute. In this point, where are dealing with the system whose temperature is not constant. Therefore, we cannot express the concentration of solution in molarity with change with temperature, whereas molality is the temperature independent. Therefore, the concentration of solute is expressed in mole per kg, that is molality, rather than mole per liter, that is molarity. Simple, in this point you have to remember is, we are dealing with the system whose temperature is not constant. Therefore, we cannot express the concentration of the solution in molarity, which is change with temperature. where is molality is the temperature independent. Therefore, the concentration of solute is expressed in molality, that is mole per kg, rather than mole per liter, that is molality. Remember here, Kb and delta Tb are the difference between two temperatures. Okay. Hence, their values will be same, that is in Kelvin or degree Celsius. Okay. That is last point of this lecture, molar mass of solute from boiling point elevation. We know that delta Tb is equal to Kb into m. Suppose we prepare a solution by dissolving W2 gram of solute in W1 gram of solvent. Then the mole of solute in W1 gram of solvent is equal to W2 upon M2, and where M2 is the molar mass of solute. Therefore, the mass of solvent is equal to W1 gram. You have to simply write that is W1 gram upon 1000 gram per kg is equal to W1 upon 1000 into kg. Recall that the expression number molality, that is small m. We know that small m is equal to number of moles of solute divided by molar mass of or mass of solvent in kg, that is equal to W2 upon M2 moles upon M1 upon 1000 kg is equal to 1000 into W2 upon M2 into W1 moles per kg inverse. Finally, the substitution of this value in above equation, this m value in above equation, then we get delta Tb is equal to Kb into 1000 into W2 upon M2 into W1. Hence, when you have to calculate M2, that is molar mass, then what the equation become, that is equal to 1000 into Kb into W2 upon delta Tb into W1. That is the equation number 15. That is the final equation for this point. Okay. Now remaining parts are explained in next lecture. I will stop here this lecture. Okay. Thank you.